Soumya this side. In today's video, I am going to tell you about configuration and setup remaining topics. So I already covered some of my topics in my previous videos. So if you have not seen part 1 and part 2, I would highly advise you to see that. And this is the part 3 of configuration and setup. I am going to cover these topics in today's video: customize homepage, create a new list view, create chatter groups, Salesforce identity, data security, and sharing rules. Now let's get started. As you already know that I love Trailhead, so I am again on Trailhead, and here I am on prepare your Salesforce org for users. Okay, so I am going to create a custom home page from this module, from this project. Okay, so here in the third you can see customize the home page. You can also do these practicals of setup exchange rate. These are very easy. You can just this is how this is showing that how you can change the currency and time and language. So all this you can try, but for now I'm going to dive in straight to customize the home page. Okay, I'm going to open this. Now first of all, let me tell you that what is the home page. Like whenever we are logging into our Salesforce, right, so we have a home page that is known as the home page. Okay, and we can customize it. Depending on our need, what we want on our homepage, we can customize it accordingly. And how we can customize it is in the Lightning app builder. So I'm going to tell you step by step how we can customize it. Also, we are going to assign that homepage to a particular profile, so that if that profile user can log in here, she can see the customized homepage. So let's get started. Now I'm going to retake this tab. As always, I am going to change my org because I think I already did in this org. So let me change it, and then I'm going to launch it. Okay, so the very first step what we have to do is we have to go in the Lightning app builder. Okay, so when you will go to setup here, and when you will find here Lightning app builder, this is the Lightning app builder here. Okay, and now we are going to create a new home page from this Lightning app builder. Okay, now this is a common question which is being asked in the admin exam. When I'm going to click on this new, right, it is going to ask me which kind of page I want to create. So I am creating a app page, a home page, or a record page, and this is one of the questions which is commonly being asked. Okay, so they will give you one wrong name. Okay, except these three, they will give you one wrong name, anything. Okay, suppose a column page or a field page, something like that, and then you have to select that wrong answer. So here we are creating a home page, so I'm going to select this home page. Okay, and then I'm going on next. What label they are saying is support home page, so I'm going to give this label. Then I'm going to go on next, and they are saying click the standard homepage template and done. Okay, so what is the standard homepage template? We can just click that. Okay, the standard homepage is this one, and then we can do done. Now what they're saying, display the 5 most recent cases. So this is how a default page is looking. Okay, and now you can see that there is no component here. Like, you can add component here, add component here. So there are 4 things you can see, right? So we have to, and you can see on the left hand side there are a lot of components. Okay, so this is how you can do designing in Salesforce yourself. What you have to do, you have to just drag and drop here. Okay, so for now I am going to drag the 4 components which are mentioned in this tutorial. Okay, but for your purpose you can drag anything, like whatever you want, however you want your homepage to be, and you can just drag those. Okay, so let's start. Now drag the reset item component to any spot on the canvas. Okay, so I am going to just select do a search of recent items, and I will select them here, my recent items. Okay, then ensure the label is set to custom. Okay, so we here on the right hand side there is a label coming. Okay, so we have to ensure that this label is custom. Now the second one is for custom label, enter recent cases. Okay, so I am going to enter this custom label as recent cases. So I'm going to copy it here and then click select. Move the currently selected object API anomaly event store into the available column by selecting it and clicking the left arrow. Okay, so I think this is already selected for me. So yeah, this is already selected for me somehow, so I don't have to do this step right now. And select case from available and click the right arrow to put in the selected column. Click OK. For number of records we have to enter 5, so this is the number of records, right? So I am going to enter 5 here. So okay, I think this is done. uh, because we already selected everything, so this is done. Okay, so I just saved the page, I just saved these changes for now. And then the next one is that we have to show the chatter post where the support rep is at the rate mentioned. Okay, so first of all, what is a chatter? So chatter is a collaboration tool in Salesforce. Okay, so like we have Teams, we have Slack. In the same way, we have chatter. So in chatter, we can make announcement, we can create groups, we can also follow the streams. Okay, so I will cover more on chatter when this topic will come. But for now, just a brief intro. So what we have to do is we have to drag this chatter feed component to any spot in the canvas. So let me drag it here. Okay, this is the chatter feed. For the feed type, select to me. So feed type, it is to me for now. So look how it is, how it got changed. Okay, so I'm going to save this. And then the next is show today's task and upcoming events. Okay, so we have to drag today's task and then upcoming events. So let's search for today's tasks. Let's drag it here, and then let's search for upcoming events. uh, Okay, I cannot see. Okay, today's events, I think. So these events, I will, yeah, today's events component. Okay, display a link to the Salesforce Trust site. Okay, now I have to display a link. So I have to drag the rich text component. Okay, now I will select this rich text. Okay, and I have to, what I have to do is drag component into the today's task box. Okay, where is the today's task? Okay, here. So I am going to drag it right here. This is the rich text component. And then it is asking me to write something, I think, right? Okay, so I'm trying to do it in, I think it will be something like this only, it is not going inside. Okay, so little bit above it. And then I have to write, be sure to check the Salesforce site. Okay, so highlight till okay, and then I have to do this highlight. So I'm going to first do this. And then they are saying this Salesforce trust, I have to make a link. So I will see where is the link option. This is the link option, and I'm going to click on it. And they have given that this is the URL which I have to enter. So I'm going to copy this URL, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, this is the place where, now see that this Salesforce trust is a link. Okay, this is what I want, and click save. So now I can click save again. Okay, so all the changes are saved now. But the changes are saved and they will come something like this. Okay, but I think yeah, we have not activated, so now I'm going to activation. Okay, and it is going to ask me something like org default, app profile. For now I'm going to see what they are saying, app and profile. Click app and profile. Okay, so this is the app and profile. Click assign to apps and profile. Okay, so which app and which profile I'm assigning, let's see. Select service console. Okay, and click next. So where is the service console? This is the app name. Okay, that means that when we will open the service console app, the home page of the service console app is going to look like this. Okay, so now I'm going next. Now profile. So they have selected particular profile, which is the customer support profile and also the admin profile. Okay, so let me go to the custom support profile. Okay, and also they are saying the admin profile. Okay, so system admin profile. So these two I have selected, service console for this. Okay, I think we are done, and now click next and save. Okay, so now I am clicking on next and I am saving. So now it is saying that activation is successful, so this page is being activated. Click the back button to leave the lightning app builder. Now I'm leaving it because I already did it, right? So the way I needed it, and now you can see here that it is showing that a support home page is there, and the type of the page is home page. Okay, now this is what we have done. Okay, now in the next tutorial, so we can go and verify here. We can earn these 100 points, and then in the next one, what I will explain is this second topic, which is that how we can create a new list view. Okay, so for now we saw that how we can customize the home page according to our requirement. Whatever we want, we can customize it. Okay, and now we will go to the list view. What they're saying, in the recent items component, ensure that you move the case object from the available column to the selected column. Oh, okay, they are saying something. Let's see what they are saying. In the recent, I think this one, what they're saying, in the recent items component. Okay, this is the one. Ensure that you move the case object from the available column to the selected column. uh yeah, I think I already did it or not. Okay, the case object. Okay, I have to move to the selected column. Oh, okay, the case one. Yeah, I didn't do it for the case. Okay, so I think I need to remove this then. Let me go to the steps again. Okay, I think I need to move the currently selected object. Okay, by selecting it and click the into the available column. Okay, yeah, I just forgot this step. That's okay. What they're saying, I have to select this and I have to move them into the available column. Okay, and then from here I selected case and I move to the selected column. Okay, fine. Yeah, now I'm going to save it. So look, these are the little things we come to know that what we did wrong, right? And with these only we learn. So that's why it is very important to do hands on. Especially for the certification, everything is theory. You can clear the certification, that's okay, but once you will do job, once you are doing these little things in your organization, when you have done already the practicals here, you will be so confident, and that is what matters. Okay, so let's verify this step, and then let's move on to the next topic, which is create a new list view. How to create a new list view. And again, I am going to follow the hands-on of Trailhead. Okay, so this is saying this is done. And now I am going customize an org. Sorry, I think I just selected something else. So we are here preparing your Salesforce org for users. Okay, we did already. Now I'm going to create a unique account list view. So how it comes, look. Now they are saying that the object I have to choose as account, and in account I have to create a list view. Okay, so that it will be easy to view. If we have different kinds of list view, right, so it will be very easy to view according to our requirement. We can already have a filter. So let's click on this and let's click on accounts. So I am here in my account tab, and then they are saying click the list view for list control. So this is the list view and we have to create a new list view. Now the name of the list view, they are saying the list name is energy and biotech accounts. Okay, so let's select this account, and then it asks that who can see this list view, only you, all users, or share the list view with the group of users. So all users can see this list view. For now we are selecting all users. Okay, we can select it based on our requirements. So this is how we selected it. Okay, now we are going to apply some filter so that we can see only those accounts with those filter. Okay, if you don't see the filter section, go on the right, click filters. So yeah, here is the filter section, right? So we are going to add filter here. So what add filter, industry equals to energy. Okay, so we are going to uh, um, select the field as industry, and then equals to two values, energy and biotech. Okay, so let's select biotech and let's select energy. Okay, I think we are done. This is the filter, right? Filter my accounts. Yeah. So based on industry, where industry equals to this and biotech. So I think we are done. I am going to save this. So now you see that as soon as I saved it, it is going to give me only the account names where the industry is biotech or energy. So if I'm going to open it, right? So there will be somewhere where industry is mentioned. Let me search for it. Industry, oh yeah, look, industry is mentioned. So industry is biotech here, right? So for all the accounts which are coming in the list, when we will see, this industry section will be energy or biotech. This is how I created a simple list view. Okay, and the name of the list view is energy and biotech accounts, and this is how, I can just go to the list view. So when I'm going here, how I can use this list view, this is here it will come. Okay, so I will just select energy and biotech from here. Okay, and then I will get only those accounts with energy and biotech. This is how beautifully we can create a list view, and this is one of the most important feature which we are going to use when we will work in Salesforce, because we don't have time to again apply filters all the time. So instead of applying filters again and again, we are going to just apply it once and save it, and then the next time we want, we can just select that. So now they are saying that we need to do something more, which is choose fields to display. Okay, so now since you see that this industry is not visible here, right? We have to open the account and then we have to see. What now we will do is we can display the industry here only, so that here only we can check instead of going inside and checking. Now how it is done, let's see. Select the gear icon in the upper right for list view controls and select fields to display. Okay, so this one. Now I can select these fields to display. So for now you can see all these fields. What I want is industry. Okay, so choose industry from the available and then click the arrow. Okay, and then so I am going to choose industry here. I am clicking on this arrow and the industry will come. 1 minute, I think. Oh yeah, industry came. Okay, and then I am going to save it. So now you see the industry is also coming. So in same way I can customize whatever I want to see. Okay, if I don't want the state or don't want the type, this is just an example of industry. Okay, but whatever I want to see, I can just select my columns based on what I want. So choose industry, save, click save, click hide filters in the upper right. Okay, so what they're saying, click hide filters. um I think this one. Oh, okay, because these filters are visible, right? So if I want to hide, I can just select. So they are saying just select this. Okay, and then you have successfully created this. Okay, so I already did it, right? So uh, this is how you can create a new list view. Okay, so this is so important. When you are going to work in Salesforce, I would highly advise you that do this hands on, and then just try by your own different kind of styles you can try. Okay, now let's go to the last one, which is the create chatter groups. Okay, now I am going to show you. For this one I am going to just retake it and show you. what was the playground, the resilient one. Okay, now let me launch it. Now, as I already told you, that what is a chatter. So chatter is just a collaboration tool, okay, where, like, so for example, if you work in a if you are a sales rep, okay, and suppose a lead is converted, so you are going to just post in the chatter that, oh, congratulations, this lead is converted, something like this. And then other people can comment, if they want to comment something. Okay, this is an example. This is what you can do in a chatter group. Also in chatter we have chatter streams. Okay, so what are chatter streams is, suppose I follow someone and I want to see the update of that person. So that person can, if for that person the stream is on, okay, I can see the updates then and there of that person. So this is how a stream works. So real time updates I can see from that person. So these are the two things. In this tutorial I'm going to create some chatter groups, and I'm going to show you that how it looks like. We can post on the chatter group, we can also do a polling if we want on the chatter group. So this is one of the most widely used a tool, the collaboration tool, which is used within the Salesforce. Okay, so let's go and see. Look how this look, it looks something like this. We can post, we can poll, and also we can ask questions here. Okay, so I have already launched, I think. Yeah. So let me go to chatter. So we have to go to this 9 dot icon which we see, app launcher, and we will launch. This is how a chatter looks like. So for now I don't have anything here. Now I'm going to create a group, and this is the stream. Look, I was telling you about stream. So if I'll click on it, it will show that create your own flow of feed from records, people, and groups you choose. Okay, so I can create my own stream. And I can also, suppose for lead, I gave you example of lead, right? So I am telling, I'm choosing here leads. So whenever I'll convert a lead, that notification will go to the people who follow me, like that. So if I want, I can create. So for now I'm creating a group here, and they have already given me the name of the group and everything, so I'm just going to copy it. Let's go up. uh, Group name is all sales. Okay, so this is the name. And then what is the description? Collaboration space related to sales. This is the description. Okay, now access type they are saying is public. Okay, access type is here, it is coming, so I am creating this as public. And then save and next. Skip adding a group photo and skip adding members. Okay, so now here I can add a photo, and I can also add members directly. I can go and add, but I'm going to skip right now. So this is how group is looking like. Okay, now I think this member got added for me. That's okay. We can eventually add members, right? So this is how this group is looking like. Now post a welcome message to the all sales group. So this is the all sales group, right? Now I am going to post in the share and update section. I am going to post this. Okay, so this is the share and an update option. I'm going to copy it as it is, and I'm going to post this. So look how this post is looking like. I just posted. Okay, now create all support chatter group. Okay, so now they are saying that we have to create one more chatter group. So let's create it. New opportunity, I think. Let's go back and then create again a chatter group, and the name of this group is all support. And then sorry, this is the collaboration space for all things related to support. And now the access type here is private, they're saying. And then save and next. Do we need a photo? No. Next, next, and done. Okay, so right now we are not doing anything. So next, next, and done. Post a welcome message. Now we have to post a welcome message to this group, and click on share. So here again I'm going to post this, and I'm going to share it. So this is again how it looks like. So for now we have created two groups. Okay, all support and all sales. Two group we created, all support and all sales. Yeah. now they are saying that post a link to all support group that explains how to use mentions. Okay, so now in this we are going to post a link that shows that how we can use mention on all support pages group. Post this message. Okay, now let's post this message on all support. This is that hi support, here is a quick training on how to use the mention feature. Add the link, and then we have to add this link, okay, so that they can click on it, and then and they can see uh that how it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to add this link here, copy the text from step 1 on the next line, and then they're saying that how we can copy it and all. We should not have any spaces. So look, as soon as I type the link, it is coming here as a link. So with this, I'm sure that my link is a link, right? I mean, it is a clickable link. It should not be that no one is able to click it. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the share. Now we will see the link is coming like this, and it is also coming like this, so I can just click on it, and it will take me to the link. So this is how they are saying that how we can share links on the chatter group, so that if if anyone wants how to see, and we can do all these kind of collaboration kind of activities here. And then I'm just going to click on verify this step. Just do this step for all your hands on. Okay, because with this you will come to know the very little details which we skip sometimes. We don't read properly, or there can be any other thing, right? And also these things are very important for points and for badges. So with this I got this much points, and then a new badge got added to my profile. So for that also, these things are very important. Okay, so I covered in this video about customize homepage, create a new list view, and create chatter groups. Okay, now we come to Salesforce identity. Now Salesforce identity I am going to explain mostly. It's a theoretical topic. I will explain it, but I would really suggest that go to any um play go to any place, not any place, I will say go to Trailhead only, and then come and just read everything whatever is there, so that you get a good understanding on what is Salesforce identity, so that you can answer all the questions which are being asked. Okay, so for now, let's move on to Salesforce identity. I'm going to explain little bit what it looks like and how. Okay, so I think I just missed my path. This is something which happens to me a lot when I use this Trailhead. Sometimes I miss my path, but that's okay. So I'm going to go in administrator again. As you can see, they have changed their UI little bit. It just got changed recently. And then I'm going here, and then okay, I platform basics is covered. Prepare your sales. This is what we were doing right now. Okay. Then user management. So what we are going to do, create chatter groups. Okay, we already did that, creating the chatter group, and now we are going to Salesforce identity. Okay, so there will be a separate identity basics. So I'm going to go through some of the identity basics here. Okay, so first of all, what is Salesforce identity? Salesforce identity means that when people are logging into Salesforce and they are saying that my identity is this, my name is this, or my last name is this, or contact number is this, we should be able to correctly verify them. This is what identity management is, right? So what happens with the identity management is giving the right people the right access to the right resources at the right time. This is exactly what identity do, right? Identity management. So this is all about identity, and now I am going to discuss that what all we do, what all the main features of Salesforce identity. So these all features are very important, and there will be one or at least two questions from here in Salesforce admin, where sometimes they just ask, they will just give three names, and they will ask which is not a Salesforce identity feature, or sometimes they just ask that what is inside it, like they are going to give you a definition, suppose, of connected apps, that what are connected apps, and then they will give you the definition and you have to mark that which one is the correct. So this topic is important, so just go on Trailhead and just study. This is all theory. I am going to explain here what they mean by each one of these, but in a very brief form. Okay, so let's go with single sign on. Single sign on, as you have already, I mean, as you might already be using, what a single sign on is that, suppose I am connecting to Salesforce, and with Salesforce I'm connecting to some external applications like my Google or my Microsoft Office to to access my emails, or suppose any other app like Teams. So when I'm going from Salesforce directly to that app, I should not log into that app. This is what SSO is, single sign on is. And what I have to do for SSO, I have to configure my app for SSO. So there are some steps which I have to configure, and then SSO will be enabled. And then when I am logging from Salesforce, if I am on Salesforce and I want to log in to my email, right? So I should be able to log in directly instead of uh, giving my password and username and then logging in. So this is a single sign on. Now connected apps. Now what are the connected apps? Like connected app, as I gave already example, right? That from Salesforce I want to access my email, my Microsoft Outlook email, suppose. Okay, so this is what is example of connected app. Okay, so I will show, this is a very good diagram which they have given. So a user is logging into Salesforce, giving the username and password, and with that the Salesforce is connected to Google, Workday, Concur, and with some other Salesforce org, right? So I am able to connect, and with also some mobile, something is going on, some other thing. So with the Salesforce, I only within Salesforce only I should be able to connect with all of these. Okay, and all of these are known as the connected apps. So these are the connected apps which we are talking about, and this system of connecting is known as SSO, that is single sign on. Okay, now now the third one is the social sign on. Social sign on is that when I am connecting to my application from a social media platform. Okay, so it can be Facebook or Google or X, or Instagram. So you might have seen that, if you, especially if you are on a new application where you do not have an account, so they ask you that, do you want to sign in from Google or from Facebook, like that. So this is what is social sign on. Okay, and social sign on is for particular features, the social sign on is important. Now multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication is that, now today you might have seen that everywhere this multi-factor authentication is coming. Okay, and what it means is that, instead of just verifying our username and password, they also do a one extra step. Okay, and that extra step can be anything. Suppose they will ask us to, most of the time they will ask us to download an app which is known as an authenticator app, and then they will give us some passcode and we need to match that passcode, or some notification like allow or something. Now why multi-factor authentication is done? Because suppose your password is compromised, okay, still no one will be able to log into your system and get your details, because you have one more authentication method, and that is your authenticator app. Okay, so unless that person also has your mobile and also has the access to the authenticator app which you have installed in your mobile, unless that, your account will not be hacked. Okay, now the next is my domain. So my domain is that, when we create a Salesforce org, we get a domain. So for example, if I will go here, so this is the domain which is coming, right? The resilient, whatever comes in the URL, so this is the domain here. Now I can change this domain according to my organization. If I want that, instead of this, whatever is coming, resilient and all this, instead of this, my organization name should come. I don't want this. Okay, so we can customize it. So there is a, we can customize it. There is a proper way of doing it, and then we have to deploy it and test it. So it's a very lengthy process, and a lot of things have to be taken care of if you are trying to change your domain. But yeah, your domain will look really good. Okay, so it can come with your company name, especially big organizations, right? So they always want their domain, like, and that is, so that is done by doing the some changes and then deploying and testing those. Now centralized centralized user account management. Centralized user account management is that um, for multiple users, I can manage their account at one place, so I don't have to go to different for different users, I don't have to go to different places to manage their account. So all the accounts are being managed at one place, that is known as account management. Okay, and then user provisioning. User provisioning is that um I'll just see it. Yeah, it is for the connected apps. Yeah, so user provisioning is that the connected apps which we saw, like three Microsoft or the Google app or Concur. Okay, so all these different accounts of users. Okay, so all these accounts we can provision at one single place. All the admins can provision at one single place all these three accounts, so we can create, update, delete, and manage the user accounts at one single place. That is the user provisioning for connected apps. And then last is the app launcher. So app launcher we already know, right? So here this is the I'm in marketplace for all the apps. So whether if you want to download any app, you can just download it from the app launcher, and then when you want to log into that app, right, so you have to log into one location, that is Salesforce, right? And with that only you can log into the app, you can log into the any app from the app launcher. So this is what the app launcher provides. So this is also a part of Salesforce identity. Now what we want for Salesforce identity, we don't want anything. So for all the licenses, it comes automatically, it comes right in our organization. So this is what Salesforce identity was all about, and I would really suggest you that go here, just read everything about it. There is a lot of theory, and there are like three of them they have given, right? So just read a lot about it. And then they have learned the language of identity. What it is that in this they have some protocols. Okay, so they will have SAML, auth2, and OpenID Connect. So they will tell that what is the difference between these three and what all they are doing. So these are very important. Just at least you should know that what each of the protocol is doing. So for example, I will just tell you very shortly what SAML is doing. So SAML, the full form is Security Assertion Markup Language. Okay, so what it is doing is that when you are doing this SSO thing, right? So you are in Salesforce, and then you are downloading any app from the app launcher, and then you are directly going to that app without even logging in. That is an SSO, right? And how it is happening? It is happening through this protocol, which is known as a Security Assertion Markup Language. Okay, so this is the protocol behind SSO. So that's why it is very important. You should learn about it, and also combined with XML what it is doing. So you should learn this. And then auth2 protocol. So auth2 protocol is about the data. So whenever we want to exchange data between the apps, then this protocol comes, which is auth2 protocol. And you might have seen, like, whenever even you transfer photos from one mobile to another, you might have seen this coming, this thing which says allow access. So you say allow, and then the data will be transferred. So this is the one for auth2. And then we have OpenID Connect. This is mainly used for the social media stuff. So this is mainly used for that. And so when we want to connect with Google, or when you want to sign in with Google or Facebook or Instagram, in that case this OpenID Connect protocol comes into role. And just read everything about it. Okay, and just be prepared for the exam. And also just read about the service provider and identity providers. So this is all kind of a theoretical discussion. Also they have what is the commonly we can get confused. So a lot of questions will be there. Yeah, at least one question they will ask about authorization and authentication. I have seen that this question normally comes, that what is authentication or what is authorization. Okay, so you should know uh, Okay, so authentication is checking that who you are, who the user is, whoever is logging in, who you are. And authorization is that what you can do in the system, what all access you can have in the system, that is authorization. Okay, so this is very important. Protocol standard, just go through everything and just uh, look into it and just study. Now these all topics are covered. Now data security is one of the most important topic in Salesforce. Okay, and I will tell you about what all levels we have for data security. Then I'll also tell you what is our role hierarchy, and then sharing rules as well.